Hey, I'm Simon. You're watching Around Melbourne TV. So, you're probably wondering why I've got the head of a human and the body of a dog. Well, that's because today we're in queue for the annual Guide Dogs Open Day, where we get to speak to some of the guide dog experts and a few little furry friends as well. The Guide Dogs Open Day celebrates the hard work of the guide dogs and volunteers. With loads of activities for kids, good food, and exciting stalls to pamper your pooch, this is definitely a family outing worth going to. During the day, I caught up with the CEO Graham White and asked him a few questions regarding the Guide Dogs Association, the Open Day, and the dogs themselves. If you could, just give us a brief history on the guide dogs.
Okay, Simon, we started here about 51 years ago, and the initial guide dog movement in Australia started in Perth. We started up about 2 or 3 years ago, 1957, 58, and we've been going on this side since 1962.
Guide Dogs Open Day, what is it all about?
The Open Day that you're at today is about publicity and about letting people know about the work we do and our needs and how we interact with the public. So it's about awareness, it's about access, it's about the vision impaired and blind people we work with.
Now, what skills do these puppies have to learn in order to guide a blind or partially sighted person?
The puppies are very special. The puppies that we have here and that we breed here come from breeding lines that are about 90 years in developing, and the puppies we have are basically bred for a number of different behaviours and a different approach to doing their work. In fact, I was told once that the guide dog puppy itself, or the guide dog itself, is the only dog that's in service to mankind that has to basically exhibit undog-like behaviours. So we look for dogs that are basically not animal distracted. They're not going to chase after cats, they're not distracted by, imagine a Labrador not distracted by food. That's really important to us. Dogs that are not distracted by cats, dogs that are willing to do the work, they're intelligent and so on. And a lot of these are very undog-like type things we look for. So we've been breeding for these sorts of things for the last 90 years, and the dogs we have coming out the other end now, the puppies we have, are very, very well behaved and very extraordinary when it comes to being able to do the work we ask of them.
And how long do these puppies have to be trained before they're officially guide dogs?
When I first joined here about 3.5 years ago, I thought you go and you get a Labrador from the local pet shop, you train it for a few weeks, and then you've got a guide dog. I very quickly was taught that it's very, very far from the truth. What we do here basically is as I said, we have very sophisticated breeding processes. We actually exchange genetic material around the world. We then develop puppies here that have the right sort of behaviours. We send them out from about week 8 to about 12 months, 15 months, where they spend time with a puppy raising family who teach the dog basic socialisation skills, basic obedience, house training and all that sort of thing. The puppies then go through this process under supervision from us. They then come in here for assessment, and we have our very professional instructors who are dual qualified. They actually go through an assessment process with the dogs and see whether they have the right behaviours, the right sort of health to go on. About 45% of the dogs that are assessed make it through to go in to be trained as guide dogs. 55% fall out of that program and either get an alternative career or are placed as really nice pets. We're then in a situation with those 45% of the dogs that do make it, they go through 5 months of training with these really highly qualified instructors, and at the end of that 5 months we then have a matching process where we sit down and we look at the dogs, we look at what their strengths and weaknesses are, we look at our waiting list of blind and vision impaired people, and we match the dogs to the person. And if we have a situation where, for example, there's a little old lady who wants a dog that will take her to the shops once or twice a week, and she's not very strong and she's slow walking, she might get a certain sort of dog, whereas a young guy who does a lot of business and a lot of international travel and things like that, he'll need a more boisterous dog that's able to cope with the society and the faster moving, noisier environments.
Apart from Labradors, are there any other breeds that become guide dogs?
Around the world, 85% of the dogs are Labradors, or Labrador Golden Retriever crosses. There are still about 10% that are probably German Shepherd, just rough numbers, and people sort of dabble with standard poodles and other sort of species, but the Labrador seems to be just about right in terms of intelligence, loyalty, and all of the attributes we're looking for in terms of behaviours to make them just the right sort of guide dog.
And around about what age do these dogs retire?
The dogs work for about 8 to 10 years, so they probably retire around about 10 to 12 years, maybe 14 years old. We work with the vision impaired and blind people who have the dogs every year to see how the dog's going, make sure that if they change house or move from job to job or school or whatever, or if the dog's attacked, which happens reasonably frequently, we go out and work with them. We can assess the dog as it goes along to see how close it may be getting to retirement.
Okay. And how can everyday people like myself help the guide dogs?
Okay, well, only 7% of the money that we need to run this organisation comes from the government. 93% comes from fundraising and the very generous public. And we need, obviously, that financial assistance on an ongoing basis to help us continue to do this really good work. The other way that people can help is we always need volunteers. Either we need people who can help us raise these puppies from 8 weeks to about 12, 15 months, or there are all sorts of other things that people can do to help us in terms of volunteering. So they're the things we really need. And if I could just maybe add to that, we're in a recession at the moment, and we're finding that fundraising is down, and this will probably be affecting all the charities in the same way. And we're in a situation where we're having to dig into the little reserves that we have to keep our programs up. So we're in a situation where the blind and vision impaired people need our help and need the community's help more than ever, I guess. Of the vision impaired and blind people that want to work, 69% are unemployed. And we just need to think about these people while we're worrying about our own situation as much as we possibly can.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for coming out, and thanks for joining us on Open Day. Thanks, Simon.
Sleepy. They're all tired. They're very tired.
Been on for half an hour, off for an hour, on for half an hour, off for an hour.